Early in the ballgame tonight, it was apparent that maybe Barry Zito would have a little bit of a command problem that might cause his pitch count to go up. He walked the third and fourth hitters he faced in the night after getting 2 quick outs in the first inning, but then set up Benji Molina for a looking third strike, so the rally came to nothing. The A's got an Ellis single and a Crosby walk in their first, but Chavez hit into a double play, and that frame came to nothing against Santana. It was finally the third inning where things began to happen in the scoring column when Adam Kennedy got the first base hit off Zito. A single to left field, was sacrificed to second, and was still there after Cabrera fouled out. But Darren Erstad drew a base on balls. Vlad Guerrero was hit by a pitch, the 9th time this year that somebody's been plunked by a Barry Zito offering. Suddenly the bases were loaded, but Zito got ahead of Molina with 0-2, but Molina was equal to the task.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, no score. Bases loaded, top of the third. Zito bending in to get his side. The runners lead. The 0-2 is on the way. Breaking ball line down the left field line. That's going to be a fair ball and bouncing up against the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Guerrero stopped at third on a line drive double down the left field line by Benji Molina, and the Angels take a 2-0 lead.
But Zito gave up another walk to Kotzman. That was at this point 4 walks in the ball game, along with a hit batsman. And another base hit might really open things and make it a difficult night for the A's. Jeff Devannon, the guy trying to get that done.
1-2 to Jeff Devannon. Paused at the belt and on the way. And swung on and missed. Got him with a fastball, and it could have been worse. The Angels settle for 2 on the Molina double. Leave the bases loaded. And after 2.5, it's 2-0 Angels.
For the second straight night, Mark Kotsay and Scott Hatterberg were non-participants. Kotsay's back improving, but the A's want to be very cautious before he gets back in the lineup. Ditto for Hatterberg in that oblique muscle, that rib cage. And so they were sitting and watching tonight. And Adam Melhuse was the DH instead of Hatterberg, and he led off in the 9th spot in the order in the 3rd inning.
Here's the 2-1 delivery, and Melhuse hits a deep drive to right. Guerrero back. He's going to watch, and the A's are on the board. Adam Melhuse with a solo shot on a Santana fastball, leading off in the bottom of the 3rd. And now the A's trail 2-1. Melhuse is something else. Fastball in the inner half just below the belt and drives it up into the bleachers in right field.
Zito issued his 5th walk with 2 out in the 4th inning, but it came to Sean Figgins, which is trouble because he stole his 39th base of the year while Cabrera was at the plate. Cabrera, a tough strikeout, a guy who could put the ball in play, and just a chance to maybe up that lead.
Check of the runner. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball. Ring him up. Strike 3 called. Cabrera caught looking. The Angels lead Figgins at second and fail to score. And after 3.5 at the Coliseum, the A's trailing 2-1.
After that, Zito was to shut out the Angels in the 5th and the 6th. He gave up a leadoff single in the 5th. No harm came of that. He got a nice play by Ellis way out in right center field on a high semi-fly ball pop-up off the bat of Kotzman to end the 5th inning. And then he got a nice play down in foul ground on Finley's ball, caught by Swisher up against the padding in the corner in the 6th. But meantime, Santana was just as tough on the A's. Gave up just a harmless single in the 4th inning and shut the A's down 1-2-3 in the 5th. It was only when the starters had departed the scene that things began to enliven here, and when Scott Shields came on, one of the busiest and most effective relief workmen in the league, in the 7th inning, facing Payton to start off the inning.
Scott Shields 7-6 on the year at 2.14 ERA, making his 55th appearance already. Up on top, Splendor right-hander, where's number 62, and a pitch ripped to right center, up the alley, and that's going to the wall on a hop. Payton turning at first, going to second, the ball's bobbled out there, and Payton's going to third, and he's going to make it with a slide. Dave Payton triples, leading off for the A's in the bottom of the 7th.
I think Finley and Guerrero interfered with each other in trying to retrieve the ball, and that gave him that little extra break.
And alertly, Payton rounding second, didn't stop and went to third. It was sizzled up to right center on a hop off the wall and a fastball that was down and away.
The infield came in to try to cut off the tying run at the plate, and Kelty on the first pitch bounced to second, Payton having to hold at third, leaving the task up to Nick Swisher.
Swisher waiting on Shields. Shields working from the third base side of the slab. Jay Payton takes his lead from third. A stretch, and now the 1-1 delivery. Here it is. Swung on, hit by the mound, into center field for a base hit, and we have a tie ball game. Jay Payton scores from third, a diving try by the shortstop Cabrera to his left, and the ball going over the second base bag. A single to center by Nick Swisher. And here in the bottom of the seventh, A's 2, Angels 2. 58 RBIs for Nick Swisher. He leads American League rookies in that category. Got a sinker and stayed with it.
Melhuse then roped a solid single to center, moving Swisher to second. And with runners at first and second and one out, it looked for a moment like Jason Kendall might have caught one on the nose and perhaps ended a homer drought that goes clear back to July 27th of a year ago. It was a deep out to left field, but it was caught, but deep enough so that the runners could move up to second and third, and it was not by any means a lost at bat just because it was an out. That was vital with Mark Ellis coming to the plate, those two runners in scoring position.
Center field Finley a step toward left center. Left field Devannon about 2 steps toward the line. Guerrero in right straightaway. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the seventh, the 2-2 tie. And the 2-2 pitch is a bouncy ball by the mound towards short. Charged followed by Cabrera. The run is in, and the A's have taken the lead. Swisher scores from third. Melhuse goes to third. It's ruled an infield single for Mark Ellis, and now 3-2 Athletics. He was charging. He was near second, reaching down. He knew he had to make a quick play. And as he tried to field the ball, he bobbled it. And so Swisher scored. Melhuse went to third. Ellis is 3 for 4 tonight. And Crosby coming up.
And with Bobby at the plate, the A's got a lift from Shields.
Crosby waiting on a 1-2 pitch, and it's on the way. Very high back to the screen. Down the line comes Melhuse to score, and the A's take a 4-2 lead. And up to second goes Ellis. It's unraveled in this seventh inning for Scott Shields. A wild pitch, and the wildest of pitches. He almost had one here on the ball in the dirt. And that time Molina had no chance. That was a fastball that just whistled its way all the way back to the screen. Now it's 4-2.
Justin Dukeshire had set down the side in the top of the seventh, and then Jay Witasic came on in the eighth to try to protect that 4-2 lead. He gave up a one-out single to Benji Molina, who gave way to Miser Isturiz as a pinch runner. He proceeded to steal second base while Kochman was batting. Kochman's infield out got Isturiz to third, where if the Angels could get him home, they'd have a one-run ball game, and it was Jeff DeMannon dueling with Witasic.
Well, the fans have been revved up all night, and now they come to their feet once again. Isturiz at third, 2 out, 8th inning. A's lead by 2, and the count 3-2. To Devannon. The pause at the belt, the 3-2, off speed, ring him up, strike 3 call. Jay Witasic got the outside corner, and Devannon can't believe it, and he's been kicked out of the game. It was a slow backdoor breaking ball, and ruled to have hit the outside corner by the plate umpire Brian Gorman, and now Mike Stosha comes out. And Devannon is history as the Angels leave Isturiz at third, and that's how the top of the 8th inning comes to an end. And after 7.5, Athletics 4, Angels 2.
It stayed that way as in the 8th inning, either ball club was able to score. Not the Angels, as you saw, or heard, I should say, nor the A's against Kevin Gregg. So it came to the 9th inning in Houston Street, trying to lock up the save, which would be his 14th of the year. And incidentally, in the recent past, first hitters faced had only gone 1 for 15 against the A's young 22-year-old closer. He was facing the veteran Steve Finley to get the inning underway. And once again, Finley ready for the next pitch, and here it comes. Swung on. There's a ball driven deep to right, down the line toward the corner, and gone for a home run. Steve Finley homers, leading off the top of the ninth inning, just inside the 3:30 mark. It either hit the screen on the pole or something over the wall and bounced back. It was 1-2, Finley's 6th home run of the year. Only the second Major League homer given up by Street. That ball came back to the inside part of the plate where Finley had a good rip at it. Now it's a 4-3 game, and here's Adam Kennedy. Kennedy gave a good battle to Street before succumbing to a called third strike. Likewise for John Figgins at the top of the order. The one thing you don't want to do, of course, is get to some point in the inning where you get a Guerrero at bat. With Cabrera up, Guerrero was 2 slots farther down in the lineup. And Cabrera again gave Street a good battle before this final deciding pitch. And the 3-2 pitch coming yet again. There's a one-hopper to Ellis, right at second base, throw to first. He's hurt. The series is even. The division lead is shared by the A's and the Angels. We'll decide the series in a rubber game tomorrow at 12:35 as the Athletics bounce back from last night's loss. And with a comeback 3-run rally in the 7th inning, put down the Angels to the final score of 4-3. Mark Ellis, a big night tonight. Not only did he field a ground ball for the final out of the game, he had a 3-hit game. That's his 3rd in the last 4 games. And, of course, a decisive hit in the 7th inning when the A's caught up and went by the Angels. And are we all right? Somebody's playing a replay in my headset, and that's a little bit disconcerting. So, anyway, to conclude the thought on Mark Ellis, he made another play that was really quite special in the 5th inning, going far out into right center field to take a high pop fly ball off the bat of Kotzman to finish the inning. Mark Ellis will be the guest with Ken Cole.